Right now, two mysterious objects are moving through our solar system at the exact same time, and scientists are starting to believe this might not be a coincidence. What if they didn't arrive here separately, by chance? What if the appearance of C2026A1, a comet no one can fully explain, and 3I Atlas, an interstellar object with 22 documented anomalies, in the same solar system, within the same narrow window of time, is telling us something we are not yet ready to understand? A leading Harvard astrophysicist is already asking that question out loud. And on April 4, 2026, a comet will cross the solar corona at 346 kilometers per second, and whatever it's made of, the sun is about to tear it apart from the inside and reveal what's hidden within. Subscribe to Space Aquarius, and let's begin. While the world had its eyes fixed on 3I Atlas, a completely different object was quietly discovered on January 13, 2026, at the AMX-1 Observatory in Chile. Its name is C2026A1, also known as MAPS, and it is heading straight toward the sun. On April 4, 2026, C2026A1 will pass just 161,000 kilometers above the solar surface, just 23% of the sun's radius. It will reach a maximum speed of 346 kilometers per second as it swings around our star, and then it will make its closest approach to Earth on April 5th, passing at a distance of 143 million kilometers from our planet. Sun-grazing objects are not unheard of. There is a known family called the Kreutz group, fragments of a comet that broke apart long ago, all following similar paths around the sun. Scientists initially classified C2026A1 within that category and moved on. But the data resisted that neat label. Here's what doesn't fit. The orbital period of C2026A1 is nearly 1,900 years. The longest confirmed orbital period among Kreutz members is less than half of that. It was detected 81 days before perihelion, at a distance of over 300 million kilometers from the sun. No known Kreutz comet had ever been spotted that far out, that early. This kind of early detection at that distance suggests either an unusual size or extraordinary outgassing activity. Neither option fits the standard Kreutz profile. And then there's the brightness. C2026A1 is currently at magnitude 9.9, dramatically brighter than models predicted for this stage of its approach. There is no satisfying conventional explanation for why it's becoming so bright, so early. Its orbital inclination is 144.5 degrees. For comparison, 3I Atlas has an inclination of 175.1 degrees, a difference of 30.6 degrees. Close enough to raise eyebrows, but too far apart to confirm any direct connection. Loeb himself examined whether C2026A1 could be a fragment that broke off from 3I Atlas and was captured into a bound orbit around the sun. His conclusion? Probably not. The difference in size and inclination makes a direct link unlikely. But here's what he does not rule out. C2026A1 may belong to a still unknown group of comets, objects gravitationally bound to the sun, but following trajectories that match no family we've ever cataloged. It could represent an entirely new class of solar system object, and the fact that it appeared in our skies, within months of 3I Atlas, coming from a broadly similar region of the sky, is a coincidence serious scientists are not dismissing. Now let's talk about what happens on April 4th, because this is where things become truly extraordinary. When C2026A1 passes through the solar corona, the heat will be unimaginable. Any solid surface will begin to vaporize, and that vaporization is actually an opportunity, because it will expose the object's internal composition in a way that is impossible to observe under normal conditions. The Inouye Solar Telescope in Hawaii and the SOHO spacecraft will both be watching. What they find in that cloud of superheated gas could tell us more about the true origin of C2026A1 than months of conventional observation ever could. From Earth, it will be possible to watch all of this in real time. Through SOHO's LASCO coronagraph, the comet enters the wide field of view on April 2nd, rounds the sun on April 4th, and if it survives, exits through the narrow camera field around 1 a.m. Brasilia time on April 6th. No one knows if it will survive. French optical engineer Nicolas Léodu modeled 4 possible outcomes. In the worst-case scenario, the comet breaks apart before even entering the sun's field of view, just like Comet Ison did in 2013. In the best-case scenario, it emerges on April 7th with a tail stretching from 10 to 30 degrees across the sky, potentially the most spectacular comet visible from Earth in decades, bright enough to be seen with the naked eye, low in the western sky. After sunset, the James Webb Space Telescope already imaged this object on February 7, 2026. Researchers estimated the nucleus to be approximately 400 meters in diameter, roughly the length of 4 city blocks, similar in size to Comet Lovejoy, which survived its solar encounter in 2011 and briefly became a stunning naked-eye object. Survival is possible, but researcher Qichen Zhang, who led the Webb analysis, pointed out that C2026A1 is producing an unusually high level of gas emissions, jets of vaporizing ice that could spin the nucleus like a top and tear it apart before it even reaches the sun. Amateur astronomer Michael Jerger also noted that this comet is producing very little dust, which is strange, because dust is what makes comets visually spectacular. Either the nucleus has developed a hard crust, sealing the dust inside, or it is a gas-rich comet that is already nearly exhausted. Neither explanation is completely satisfying. Here's what the coming weeks really mean for science, and for you. If C2026A1 survives, we will obtain a chemical fingerprint of its interior. We'll discover what it's made of, where it likely formed, and whether its composition matches anything in our solar system, or points somewhere entirely different. If it doesn't survive, the way it disintegrates will still reveal its internal structure and material strength. Either way, April 4th is a date worth marking on your calendar. We are living through an extraordinary moment in the history of solar system science. In less than 12 months, we've seen the most anomalous interstellar object ever recorded pass through our neighborhood. And now, a sun-grazing comet that fits no known category is about to cross the solar corona at over 540,000 kilometers per hour. Scientists don't have all the answers yet, but the data is building, and every new observation adds another piece to a puzzle that is becoming harder and harder to explain as simple coincidence. Follow the SOHO coronagraph livestream on April 4th. Track updates from the Webb telescope. And if C2026A1 emerges from behind the sun with a 30-degree tail lighting up the night sky, you're going to want to be outside, looking west. If this story made you think, subscribe. Leave a comment telling us whether you believe these two objects are connected, and share this with someone who loves space. We'll cover everything as it unfolds, and you won't want to miss what happens when this comet rounds the sun. This story is only just beginning.